I've got Robotron for the Atari 7800 here, and I'm trying to figure out the best way to play this game. You can use different controllers, and you can also use two controllers at once. One to move your character, and one to move the bullets. And I've got a couple different setups that I want to try out, and the first one is the standard 7800 controller. You just move with the stick and you hold the button to fire in the direction that you're moving. It's not very effective, but yeah, the game's a lot less fun if you can't move and shoot in different directions. And it doesn't help that the 7800 controllers have terrible joysticks. I've got a second 7800 controller here as well. You can use this to fire in whatever direction you want, kind of like the arcade game. But as I said before, the 7800 joysticks are not very good. So that's out of the question. Next I'm going to try a Sega Genesis controller, which is compatible with the 7800. And I'm going to plug a 7800 controller into slot 2 so I can test out how it plays with the Genesis controller for movement and the 7800 controller for firing. So here's just the Genesis controller. Already much better. But it still doesn't feel right. So here goes the 7800 joystick with the Genesis D-pad. Really awkward to play it this way, but it's definitely an improvement over just being able to fire in one direction. Now, I've got one more setup that I want to try, and that's the Genesis controller and also Genesis arcade stick. It's not a great arcade stick by any means, but it's certainly better than the 7800 controller. So I'm going to try that. Okay, here it goes. I believe this is the best solution that I found, and the game actually plays really well this way. I'm kind of surprised. Yeah, I think I found my 7800 Robotron setup. This is a really good version of the game, by the way. I thought it was going to be a lot worse than this, but it's pretty true to the arcade game. It's not quite as bright, but that might just be because I'm using RF. I don't believe composite was an option on the 7800. Well, I think you got the idea. The 7800 Robotron is best played with a Genesis controller to move and a Genesis joystick to fire with. So that's the power of Sega for you. They make even Atari better.